Biden puts 100 days freeze on deportation, and this is really good news for people who have been order removed. Have you been order removed? Do you know somebody who has been order removed? This could be good news, okay? In this video, I will dissect, I will analyze it, and I will tell you what exactly they mean by 100 days freeze on deportation. My name is Bijoux.ngwanda, immigration lawyer in the DC metropolitan area. If you're new to my channel, you know you should subscribe. You're already here. Come on, just go ahead and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. And just don't forget to give me those likes. I keep saying it, this is 2021. You got to be positive because a lot of positive things have been just happening, especially with those executive orders. It basically take effect immediately. We don't have to wait for Congress. We don't have to wait for the Senate. We don't have to wait for nothing. It just goes into effect immediately, as signed, as done. Okay, let's just get right into it. 100 days freeze on deportation. We know that since Biden has become the president, the 46th president of the United States, we know that he has been signing a lot of executive orders. And today I'll talk about 3. And I'm going to be very straightforward and straight to the point. Let's just start with the first one that I'm going to talk about today. Biden puts 100 days freeze on deportation. Basically, the main reason they say is to ensure that there is a fair and effective immigration enforcement system focused on protecting national security, border security, and public safety, okay? So what they really mean is that they want to prioritize, and what they're saying is that DHS, the Department of Homeland Security, has limited resources. They want to prioritize who can be deported in order of priority. Okay, they can't just go ahead and start deporting everybody. They want to prioritize, and one of the main concern is that there is a crisis coming at the border, because remember, we've been talking about the amnesty that has been introduced. It was introduced on January 20th, 2021 of this year, and everybody's hearing about this news, and people are rushing at the border trying to get in so that they can benefit from this amnesty if it becomes law. But Biden's saying, no, it's not going to work like that. We need to put people, we need to use our resources. The DHS, the Department of Homeland Security, they want to use their resources really in a way of priority. They want to make sure that the border is secure enough so that those people coming rushing to get those papers are not just going to get in like that, because they have to put like a border protection. Okay, that's why they're putting a freeze on deportation, so they can focus on security, border security, so that we can stay safe here in America. Okay, because we don't know who's coming in, how they're coming in, because people are really rushing to get here, and they have to prioritize. And because they have limited resources, they say, okay, let's put a freeze on deportation so we can secure our border first. But how this entire thing is going to work, okay? So if you have been order removed, and if you know somebody that has been order removed, at this point, what they can do is to consult with a qualified lawyer, because they have to know what options are available for them, because they have 100 days to figure this thing out, okay? They have to consult with an attorney and to know what options are available to them, because what Biden is saying is that they're going to use prosecutorial discretion, which means what? It just simply means that prosecutorial discretion is the authority of an agency or officer to decide what charges to bring and how to pursue each case. Meaning what? It just means that, let's say you have been order removed. You have to get out of the United States. But because they have other priority, they're putting a freeze on deportation. But when they come back, then they're just not going to go ahead and just deport you. They're going to really look at the criteria, and they have authority, the ICE, USCIS, and CBP, and other agencies, immigration agencies, of course, they have the authority to decide whether they can deport you or not. And we saw that in 2011 with Obama, when they were using prosecutorial discretion, meaning that they were going back to the cases to make sure if you really have to be deported, okay? And at that point, if you have a qualified lawyer, they can present your case again to those immigration officer and say that, look, this is the way the case is. Can you reconsider it? Okay, can you just don't deport this person, but can you reconsider? Okay, and a lot of things has happened in 2011 when they were using prosecutorial discretion. Some cases got actually settled. Some cases got dismissed. Some cases had the opportunity to appeal, and some cases had the opportunity to file a motion to set aside the case. And then some people got the opportunity to be granted deferred action or parole, which means just you get a temporary legal status and you stay in America. And who is that person that has been ordered removed who can benefit on those type of discretion? It's a person who's not considered a national security, is not considered a threat to national security. It's not considered a threat to public safety. It's not considered a threat to border security, meaning like when we talk about public safety, people who have no felonies, like they don't have major crimes like felonies or murder, stuff like that, their case could be reconsidered during this prosecutorial discretion, okay? And then people who, when we talk about border security and national security, let's say you are not on the list of terrorists, because those people, it's going to be in order of priority. Let's say people are a threat to border security, public safety, and national security. Those people will be deported first once the 100 days a freeze has stopped, because it's going to stop at some point after 100 days. And not to mention, Texas has already sued the Biden government because they don't understand why Biden has put an halt on deportation. You know, when Trump was in power, some states, some individuals were suing the government because of his actions. So it's the same. It's always going to be a fight anyway. So it's the same thing which is happening with Biden. Texas, the state of Texas has already filed a suit, and they don't want Biden to stop deportation. They already filed a suit. We don't know how it's going to turn out, but just to know that it's a fight, okay? But if you have been ordered removed, bottom line is you will have 100 days to figure out your game plan. You have 100 days to figure out what is the best strategy that you can present to the officers, those people, USCIS, the DHS, of course, and the ICE, CBP. What type of plan or strategy can you present to them so that when they're going to the prosecutorial discretion, they can either dismiss your case, they can either you can either appeal your case, you can either reopen your case, because remember, when you are ordered removed, the case is over. You're just waiting for when to get removed. But with this prosecutorial discretion, you will have some option, and it's up to them at their discretion to consider your case, which is a good news in some ways, because at least you have 100 days to figure out your game plan. That's why I really suggest that you consult with a qualified attorney to see your case, and if you're not part of those three things, if you're not a threat to public safety, national security, border security, you might be among those people where they just dismiss the case, or they settle it, or they get granted deferred action or advance parole, so they can just stay in the U.S. Okay. If you really want a consultation, please email me with your subject. The subject lines should be 100 days freeze on deportation, and I will see a way to actually see if your case can be, if we can present your case in the best way possible, so that those agencies can reconsider when they're using this discretion, because it's just going to be up to them to decide. Okay, but we can try our best to present your case in the best way possible to your advantage, so that when they're going to use this prosecutor discretion, you can be among those people benefiting from any type of dismissal, deferred action, parole, or any other things that might come your way for this type of actions. Okay, so the number two thing is that Biden, with one of his executive order, he's ending the migrant protection protocol called MPP. It's known as the Remain in Mexico policy. Let me explain this. This is when Trump was in power, and there was this policy put in place called Remain in Mexico policy. Basically, this policy was just saying that if you're coming from the border of the United States, let's say Central America, South America, you are really from that border of the United States, you have to remain, if you're coming to apply for asylum, you have to remain in Mexico until your case is being processed or approved. You cannot come inside the U.S. to actually apply for asylum in the U.S. But Biden is holding back on that. They're not enrolling any more people like that. They're just saying that if you're coming straight from Mexico, or any country at the border, of course, of the United States, you can apply for asylum and stay in the U.S. while your asylum case is being processed. So basically, Biden has ended this MPP, meaning this Remain in Mexico policy is no longer into effect. But the people who are enrolled in that policy, they told them that to stay where they are. If you're in Mexico, you gotta stay where you are until further notice. So until they find some type of guidance to let you know what you're gonna do. But they're talking about people who are just getting here. When this executive order was signed, they will benefit from this new executive order, meaning that they can be in the U.S., apply for asylum in the U.S., okay? Instead of staying in Mexico and waiting for your asylum to be processed while you are staying in Mexico. I think I make myself very clear on that one. And then we have the executive order reversing the Muslin Ban. Remember when Trump was in power, he pretty much banned most Muslim, but a lot of Muslim countries from getting any type of visa. It was really like a ban, a total ban from entering the United States. But Biden has lifted that ban, so those citizens coming from those countries can actually apply for the visa now. Whatever visa that you were supposed to apply for, you can actually apply because the ban has been lifted. Let me just list those countries. We have Iran, we have Libya, Somalia, Syria, Yemen, Venezuela, North Korea, Myanmar, Eritrea. This one, I don't even know that. Kyrgyzstan, Nigeria, Sudan, and Tanzania. So the ban has been lifted. You guys can go ahead at your consulate and apply for your visa if you have you were supposed to come here, and because of the ban couldn't do anything. But now that the ban has been lifted, you can go ahead and actually apply for your visa. That was it for today. Only 3 executive orders. If you miss anything, go back and rewatch it. And I think it was very clear. If you know somebody that has been ordered removed, please advise them to watch this video and find a way. They have 100 days and find a way. And if they're really not among those 3 categories, which I already talked about, really they can have luck. Remember, it's discretionary, so it's up to the agency to decide on whether you're gonna get deported or not. And because of the order of priority, if you're not a threat to national security, like you're not a terrorist, you have not been charged with like felonies and stuff like that, you can pretty much be part of these discretionary measures and really get your case dismissed if you're lucky. Okay, it's just, you know, it's discretionary, it's up to them to decide, but you have 100 days to figure out a game plan, and this is really good news. Again, Bijoux.ngwanda here, and this is US Immigration. Thank you. Bye-bye.